This is Kung Fu Panda, and we start off with the story of a legendary warrior that brings fear to his enemies and peace to the rest of China using his Kung Fu skills. He also has his team, the Furious Five, who respects the warrior with all their hearts. We then get introduced to Po, a panda who lives and works at his father's restaurant, and he dreams about becoming a warrior just like his heroes, the Furious Five. Po's father, a duck, dreams about Po becoming a master chef of his noodle restaurant, and Po agrees just to make him happy, while the duck crushes all Po's dreams about becoming a kung fu master. Up in the mountains, we see a man playing an instrument and then getting attacked by the Furious Five that consist of a short king, a bird, a snake without any fangs, a tiger, and monkey. The old man beats them all and criticizes them, but their training session gets cut short when Master Oogway, a wise turtle, calls for Master Shifu. Oogway tells him that he's been having visions of a warrior called Tai Lung returning to the kingdom. Shifu is stressed out, but Oogway has a plan. They will choose someone to become the next dragon warrior who can read the dragon scroll and will possess enough power to defeat Tai Lung. We then cut back to Po, who hears about the news about the new dragon warrior and rushes to see it, while still selling noodles. The whole city gathers to celebrate the dragon warrior ceremony, but since Po needs to bring his noodle stands all the way up the stairs, he's late and he doesn't get through the gates in time. When he finally makes it up, he needs to become creative and uses fireworks to launch himself over the walls. Meanwhile, the Furious Five shows off their skills and try to earn the title of the Dragon Warrior. Eventually, they all finish and it's time for Oogway to choose the winner. He is about to point at Tigress before Po flies in and lands right in front of her, and when he wakes up, Oogway is pointing right at him instead. Po is now chosen as the new Dragon Warrior and everyone is now cheering, and the workers struggle to carry Po up to the temple. We then cut to the prison in the mountains where Tai Lung is being kept. The warden shows a messenger duck the safety of the prison, and the feather falls down to the bottom, landing right in front of Tai Lung. Back in the temple, Shifu does everything to make Po quit by hitting him, forcing him through obstacles and fighting the Furious Five. But by luck, he completes it all and never quits, apart from that one time when he almost burns to death. He finally meets his heroes, but they are all mad at him and wants him to disappear. They make fun of him for a while, he breaks some stuff, and they finally all go to sleep. Back in the prison, Tai Lung uses the feather to loosen his restraints and break out of the chains. He easily destroys some stuff, jumps and fights his way through the prison, defeating all the guards. He then spares the duck's life and makes him send a message back to Shifu that Tai Lung is on his way. The next day, Po wakes up early to impress Shifu and the others, and it doesn't really work. After being destroyed by all the Furious Five, he gets to fight Shifu, who threatens him with a magic finger hold and throws him all the way down the steps. After training, the Five tells Po a story about when Shifu was younger. Tai Lung was his student. Tai Lung was a natural kung fu fighter, but as he got older, Oogway refused to make him the Dragon Warrior. Enraged, he tried stealing the Dragon Warrior scrolls, but was stopped by Oogway after Shifu failed. Back in the presence, the messenger returns back to the temple and tells Shifu about what happened in the prison. The master discussed this with Oogway and he decides to just die. Monkey. But before he dies, he makes Shifu promise to train the panda. Back in the temple, Po makes fun of Shifu before he explains that Tai Lung has escaped and Po is scared, so he dips. Shifu now forces him to train since he's scared by using some motivation. They train day after day and Po learns how to control his powers and finally defeats Shifu. Tigress, who has hated Po from the beginning, decides to stop Tai Lung without Po, and the rest of the Five follows her. They eventually cross ways with Tai Lung on a bridge and they break out in a fight. The Five thinks they defeated him by slinging him off the edge, but then he comes out of nowhere and paralyzes them all before saying that his fight with Po will be legendary. The crane brings them all home before Po finally gets to open the dragon scroll. Po opens it up and it's empty. They then decide to evacuate the citizens as Shifu will fight Tai Lung all alone instead. Po returns to his dad, who gives him his job back. Meanwhile, by the temple, Tai Lung is standing in front of Shifu, and they once again break into a fight. Shifu does everything he can, but Tai Lung is too powerful, and once again, Shifu remembers Tai Lung is a child, and just as Tai Lung is about to finish Shifu for good, Po appears and saves him. Tai Lung tries to grab the dragon scroll, but Po bounces way through the city and sits on his face. Po uses the skills Shifu had taught him before, but Tai Lung has more experience and defeats Po. He takes the scrolls and opens them up, but once again, it's empty. Po explains that there is no secret ingredient, and to be the Dragon Warrior, you just need to believe in yourself. Tai Lung is furious and tries to paralyze Po, but he just bounces off. Po then catches Tai Lung with a magic finger hold and skadoosh. All the people return to the village and now respect him as the new dragon warrior. Shifu quickly pranks Po with faking his death, they eat some dumplings and end.